Welcome back to 13 News at 6. He is the leader of Congregation B'nai Jacob in Charleston, and when he isn't reading the Torah, he could be reading some comic books. 13 News reporter Dan Thorn has more in this hometown adventure.
Probably the most unlikely of comic book collectors is a rabbi in Charleston, West Virginia.
Brave and the Bold, I believe. I love all the superheroes. There are certain significant books I remember.
For as long as he can remember, Rabbi Victor Urecki has loved comic books. As a young boy from Argentina, not knowing how to read, they helped him learn.
I saw these two colorful characters flying. I wanted to know what it said. I couldn't figure it out, and I just ached to understand these words because it looked so amazing.
Now he has thousands of them.
They thought I'd grow out of it, but apparently I didn't.
Tucked away in his home, a room dedicated to
superhero stuff
and villains. The walls papered with stories.
There's a comic it was before my time, but I always wanted to get it. That's the beginning of the origin of the Superman-Batman team.
There aren't many Jewish superheroes, but many of the notable creators and artists are and were.
Every major character was created by Jews. Stan Lee, who created the whole host of Marvel characters, his artist that he worked with, Jack Kirby, was Jewish. Siegel and Schuster created Superman. Kane, who created Batman, as well as Bill Finger, who created the Joker, both Jewish.
These heroes for Urecki reflect the early Jewish-American experience.
The story of Superman is a classic story of someone coming from another place and trying to make a difference in the world. And that was the Jewish story.
But not being a superhero didn't stop the rabbi from getting featured in a comic book.
It was called Big Bad Blood of Dracula, #2. I appeared as an actual rabbi in the comic book, and one of the congregants bought 100 copies of it to give to other people.
Other than the stories between the pages, Urecki says these comics have their own stories in his life.
Story about how it got into this collection, where was I living at the time, my experiences both growing up as a kid with friends who were reading comics, as well as things that I remember in childhood with my parents.
As Dan Thorn reporting now, we asked the rabbi how valuable some of these comics are that he has, and he says it really doesn't matter. The memories attached to them are priceless to him. Well, it's one of the biggest Italian festivals.